Okay, can everybody hear me? Anybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Obviously tough game. Thought we played pretty hard most of the day. I don't think we played as smart as we needed to win. I thought Boise played well. They're a big, strong, physical team. A lot of like-sized guys, and their size and physicality was certainly a factor for them. Um, Chase was fantastic. I thought he played in an elite level. Dagenhart was equally as good for them. Those guys were the two best players on the floor by far. I think, we're still working to find a second and third consistent scorer. Ian's had a little bit of a lower leg injury that he's been dealing with. It hasn't practiced much the last couple of days. And I think it's probably affected him a little bit, but at the end of the day, we just didn't do enough things to win a game like this against a really good team. We fouled a little too much. They obviously made all their free throws. They hurt us on the defensive glass, which that's been a little bit of a problem for us. And then offensively, I mean, when you don't make any shots, it's hard to win. You're too much pressure on every other part of your game. I do think we took care of the ball. It was a great environment, good for experience for our guys to deal with. Our bench guys got to give us a little more, certainly coming off to help some of these guys. But a tough game for us. Questions for me?
Hey, Brad, this is Larry.
Mhm.
Just curious what you can do to get Chauncey going. He had some of those shots I think you were talking about, and just interested for your take on
Yeah, I
that.
mean, there's not a lot we can do when a guy's missing some open shots. I mean, that's part of basketball. You're trying to build his confidence. You're trying to encourage him. I don't think he played particularly well against Eastern Kentucky. I was disappointed with him a little bit more effort-wise. Today, I thought he played with good effort. He did some good things. He had a couple of tough plays. Those are the things we need him to do on a little more consistent basis. He still settles occasionally for some tough turnaround jump shots. We got to keep him going to the glass and keep him going to the basket area. The shooting will come. He's a good shooter. He'll make shots. But him continuing to learn to fight defensively and help us in other ways, that's the biggest thing that he's got to continue to grow. And I thought he made some growth today. He started the game guarding Dagenhart, who's a very difficult matchup. He did some good things against him. He's got to learn how to space a little bit better, but use his length. But I'm certainly very encouraged. He's just, we got to be patient here a little bit, but I think he's got room to grow this year.
Hey, Brad, it's Darian Carter with the Greenville News. Just curious about how do you think your team kind of handled the environment of Boise? I know that's kind of they've been
Yeah.
they've been in the NCAA tournament for the past couple of years. Just going up there, how did you think they react to the environment?
Yeah, I thought we handled it pretty well. I mean, we got off to a great start. Guys came in ready to go, attack mentality, got some stops. Really disappointed. We made some substitutions and had mistakes, and gave up a three, gave up a fake handoff dunk. Just some things you can't do to give a team confidence back when they really aren't off to a great start. And then, battled throughout. Environment got loud in here. I mean, they were excited. They knew we won last year. Made a big deal about the game, getting an ACC team to come out here and play. It was a very good environment, very competitive game. We only had 8 turnovers. I don't think we played like we were scared, but we did not play tough enough, mentally or physically tough enough for 40 minutes to win the game. There's a couple of late timeouts where I told him if we can get a score, a stop, and a score in the next 3 possessions, this game will go to the last 2 minutes with a chance to win. But we just couldn't do those things tonight. We could not get consecutive stops in the second half against a good team, and that part's got to change. I don't know if, I got to watch the film a little bit. I do think maybe a couple of my starters probably got tired, and so we got out hustled to a couple things. But we ended up scrambling around there late with some defense because we were trying to play catch up. But at 10 minutes to go in the game, I think it's 54-53 or something close to that. we're in a position to win a game on the road. But give them credit. They didn't turn the ball over. They didn't panic, and they made every free throw down the stretch to win the game.
Brad, the defensive rebounding, is that something you'll be able to better diagnose after watching the film?
Yeah, I need to watch, but I think I think their physicality, I thought they really crashed. I thought they shoved us in the back a few times, and we've got to create more space. We got to use better leverage, and we got to have better toughness. There's a physical toughness to basketball at this level where referees cannot call all the fouls. There is a lot of fouling going on, and there's contact, and you better create space to give yourself room to rebound. Everybody knows that Ian Shefflin is the guy that rebounds the ball for us. His ability to do that, I can't tell you how valuable that is. Having said that, our team can't win if that's the only guy that is a consistent defensive rebounder. We've got to have more rebounding from other players. And our guards are going to have to help us in these situations as well.
You mentioned Ian has been missed the last couple of days of practice with the lower leg injury that stemmed from the injury from Eastern Kentucky.
Well, it's actually something that's been with him probably for a couple of weeks now. He's practiced most days leading into this week, not every day. We've pulled him a couple times. He's just got a calf muscle strain that really is bothering him. And so I don't think he felt like he could go these last couple days, and I wasn't going to risk it. We wanted to make sure we had him for the game. I just think he played with great toughness. I'm sure he's playing through some pain, and he's going to continue we're going to have to manage it. I think it's going to be one of those things we're going to have to manage for a long time.
Is it similar to like what he dealt with last season with during I think back in January or February, him and PJ were kind of dealing with like wear and tear?
Yeah, a little bit. It's crazy. We've got all these stats. Like his jump load is crazy, 30 and 40% more than anybody else on the team. And so you compound that day after day after day, there's obviously some wear and tear. And over the years, the wear and tear becomes real. And so, he's an older player. He's got a lot of miles on him. We've just got to make sure he and Chase are two guys that we have to be careful with in terms of managing their minutes in practice and make sure they're ready to play.
Brad, given that, I guess one of the questions about this team is, executing in the half court, coming up with buckets. Is it a positive that, I know you missed a lot of open shots, but you had a lot of open shots?
I thought we did well in that today. Yes, That's a good point. I thought we scored several times out of timeouts, whether it was BOB, whether it was a set play, side out of bounds. We were good. And if we didn't score, we got a wide open shot. Guys executed better in some of that today. And so that was good to see. We had to deal with some things offensively. They were doing a lot of switching because they're so big and they're all about the same size. And sometimes we did fine with it. Sometimes it, probably bothered us, made us go a little longer into the shot clock sometimes. But still, at the end of the day, you got to make open shots. That's one of the things about basketball. You can run up, design a couple of good plays, or make a good play, and Chase is driving it in the lane, kicks it out, and guys got a wide open three. You have to make them. And if you don't make but 6 out of 25, it's going to be hard for your team to win. We just don't have enough other ways to score. We're going to have to make more shots than we made in a game like today to beat a good team like this.
Anything else for Coach?
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Brad.
Thank you.